instead of
now you have guys that say, well, the Most High killed him because he was jerking off. No,
that's bullshit.
Nah, that's
the reason why the Most High killed him was because he didn't want to raise seed up to his brother.
Right.
So now, without that sperm, that woman could have not got pregnant. That's why she came to Judah and asked for his youngest son because he was still alive. Because them two dudes was killed. The Most High killed them. But their younger brother Salah, I believe his name was, he was still alive, and he was promised to her, but Judah never gave him to her when he came of age. So she supplanted him and got him to plant his penis in her and come in her and have a child, because that's how a child is born into the earth.
That's right.
By the act of sex. That's why them so-called Jews and these other Edomites, they worship what? The generating principle of life, which is the act of the penis going into the vagina. You know, I'm curving the words a little bit, but the penis going into the vagina, or the dick going into the pussy, and the dude busting off in the woman, his sperm going into her, and they're going through the canals and the proper channels, and the woman gets pregnant when it reaches her womb.
That's the order of life.
That's right.
Now, what did Isaac tell Abraham? Well, what did I put the
horse before the cart. I mean, the cart before the horse.
Hey, but what did Isaac tell Abraham before he was born?
I got yeah, exactly. The angels that approached Abraham back then, and the angel that approached Abraham, that was Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
He said, "Look, I will come back unto thee according to the time of life." Which was what? 9 to 10 months.
Yep.
Pretty much he told Abraham, I'm gonna come back as your seed.
That's it.
And I got the scripture to prove what the brother's saying. That's what Peter's saying about Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
Of this man's seed.
Beautiful.
According to the flesh.
After midnight, I got a
right now here we go. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 1. I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, in the offspring of him that was first made of the earth.
How you think people got on the earth? Because to be the offspring of somebody, I mean, you had to be of their sperm.
That's right.
And that sperm spread out. He got a woman pregnant. She might have had a son or 2 or 3 or 4, whatever. Then they had children, and they had children, and they had children, and you got what you have today. Okay?
It says, and in my mother's womb was fashioned to be in the time of 10 months, being compacted.
We read that part again. In my mother's womb.
And in my mother's womb, like the Lord was in Mary's womb,
right?
His mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh. That's why it said according to the flesh, going back to Romans, to be flesh in the time of 10 months. Like the brother said, the time of life, right? Being compacted in blood of the seed of man.
See, the seed of man is what that's the baby. Why do you think they call it? What they call that? Baby batter.
Yeah.
They call it. Why they call it baby batter?
That's where the baby comes from.
You know, because that's where the baby comes from. The woman has an egg. Every month she has a cycle. She bleeds. Why? Because she's bringing a new egg into her womb to be fertilized. Now, how does the egg become fertilized? By the sperm. The sperm is a baby, the egg is what feeds it. The sperm is a baby, the egg is what feeds it. Let me say it again. The sperm is a baby, the egg is what feeds it. And it nourishes and grows in the mother's womb. That's why whatever the mother eats, the baby eats. You see? Because that's the cycle of how one is born. Read on.
Right, it says, compacted in blood of the seed of man, in the pleasure that came with sleep.
Read on.
Which the pleasure that came with sleep is what? Sex.
Sex. Not well. Actually, you know, the pleasure that come with sleep, you know, it's really when the baby's in the mother's womb and he's really sleeping.
Right, but it comes with sex.
Right.
It comes with sex.
That's right.
What's pleasure?
That's
sex
right.
is pleasure.
That's right.
All right. When you dealing with a woman and you having sex with her, that's pleasure. Would come with sleep when you in the bed at nighttime.
They call it sleeping with a woman.
Yeah.
Different.
You know, in the middle of the night, or whatever. That's the best feeling.
Yeah.
Having sex with a woman.
And after you bust that nut, you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Because what else you gonna do for you?
Yeah. That's the natural origin of everything. In other words, the point that I was trying to bring out to you it comes with the pleasure. You gotta have sex.
In other words, it's all involved.
Well, that's what the Most High made it.
That's the order that the Most High made it.
Yeah, because Sarah said to the angel, "Shall I, being old, have pleasure?"
Yeah.
Which that's heavy, because that segues into the other point about Elizabeth, right?
Which we gonna get.
Which we gonna get. But that shows you that, because when a woman, that's why Paul wrote, he said, look, when a woman's past 3 scores, when she's past that age, then she doesn't have to be somebody's wife and bear children.
That's right.
Because normally when women get to that certain age, about 60 or after that, normally they don't have women.
And then sometimes at that point they're widows.
Right.
Not all of them, but you have some that are widows. That's why the scriptures say, let not a woman be taken over the age of 60 if she's a widow.
That's why Paul broke that down. Because why? When she's that age, she don't have, and most times by then they don't went through menopause, and normally they're not having an egg that's ready to produce all that, you know.
That's why they stop having that period.
They stop having a period and everything.
Which is menopause.
But now when a woman has,
part of it.
Normally when a woman has a baby after that age, it's considered
a miracle.
A miracle.
Yeah.
So that's why Sarah like laughed at the angel, because she was past that age already.
Yep. She was like in her 90s.
Right. So she, and when you read the scripture, she tell you, should I have a baby who is, you know, however old she was?
Yep.
You know? See, she laughed.
Right.
And that's why the Lord named him Isaac.
Matter of fact, get Luke the 1st chapter. Since you're on that point, get Luke the 1st chapter.
Hey, that's the spirit, man.
Yeah, get it. I'm not sure the exact verse.
Okay.
When the angel started speaking to Mary, when Gabriel started speaking to Mary, just get that. You know, since we're on that point, let's get it. Bring it out.
Let me see. Above? Yeah, 28. Yeah, 26. Luke 1 verse 26. And in the 6th month, the angel Gabriel.
Go up above that.
Above that?
Yeah, go to where the angel Gabriel came to Mary.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's 30.
Yeah,
but if you go above it, goes into Zacharias.
Yeah, I think you start there. Yeah. All right, Luke 1 verse 26. And in the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent from the Most High unto a city of Galilee named Nazareth.
Right.
To a virgin espoused to a man whose name was Joseph.
Yep. Now this is talking about Mary. Okay? She was a young woman that was espoused to a man, because you know you gotta first, when you read the scriptures and you read the word virgin, you gotta get that conception of a virgin as a woman that never had sex. You gotta get that out your mind.
Right.
You know, that's one thing you gotta get out your mind.
Right.
Because a virgin, when you go into the Hebrew, back in the book of Ezekiel, the 7th chapter and the 14th verse, the Hebrew word there is Ailama or Ayalama, which means a young woman of marriageable age. It has nothing to do with the actual virgin. You have to get that virgin thought of you in your mind out in order for you to read it. But if you're part of the elect, you're gonna get it anyway. But go ahead, brother.
All right. And in the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent from the Most High unto a city of Galilee named Nazareth. To a virgin espoused to a man whose name was Joseph. She was a virgin. She was a young woman, and she was engaged to a man named Joseph. Go ahead. Right. Promised to him. He was promised to him. Of the house of David.
The house of David,
right, of the house of David. And that's a key point, because it always keeps mentioning that. Why? Because the promise that the Most High made to King David was that his seed should sit upon his throne forever. So how in the fuck can you have a virgin? Was the angel Gabriel of the seed of David?
Right.
Was he of that lineage?
Yep.
Was he of the lineage of King David, of that genealogy? No. Go ahead.
And the virgin's name was Mary. And the angel came in unto her and said, Hail, thou that art highly favored, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women.
Yep.
And when she saw him, she was troubled at his saying, and cast in her mind what manner of salutation this should be.
Right.
And the angel said unto her, Fear not, Mary, for thou hast found favor with the Most High.
Yep, go ahead.
And behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb and bring forth a son, and shalt call his name Yahushai.
Now it says that you shall conceive in your womb and bear a son and call his name Yahushai. So the angel Gabriel is telling her what's going to happen with her. All right. Now this is when as you read along, this is because the word conceive is when a woman, not because see you got women out there that have a man bust up in them, but they don't get pregnant, so they don't conceive. The only time the woman conceives is when that sperm hits that egg in their womb. Go ahead.
And behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb,
you got a point, brother,
and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Yahushua. He shall be great, and shall be called the Son of the Highest.
Yep.
And the Lord Yahweh shall give unto him the throne of his father David.
And then when you go and research,
Come on, man.
when you go and research the promise that the Most High made unto King David, he said of your seed, and you read all throughout the scriptures, of the seed of David, the offspring of David, the sperm of David, you know? So that's the order of it, because it had to come through that line, through that lineage. And Joseph came through that lineage through his father Jacob, and all the way back to King David through King Solomon. Go ahead.
And he shall reign over the house of Jacob forever.
Yep.
And of his kingdom there shall be no end.
Now after the angel told Mary all of this, then
said Mary unto the angel, how shall this be, seeing I know not a man?
Right, so then they'll take that and say, because she said, seeing I know not a man, then the people will say, well, that was a virgin birth because she didn't have no man to put his sperm in her.
Exactly.
That's not what it means.
They added it.
Because you know what? We had said a while back that there's two possibilities that be the reason for this particular scripture and why Mary said that. The first possibility was that this is before her and Joseph got together. Right. And the second possibility was that Mary lied to the angel like Sarah lied to the angel. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you the answer to that. The answer is that this is before Mary got with Joseph, and I'm gonna prove it to you. Go to the 2nd chapter of Luke. Okay. Luke, the 2nd chapter, and okay. Just give me a second here. I just had the scripture. Give me a second. 12th verse. Now it's the one where it says, where the angel told Mary, it said before Yahushua was conceived in her womb. Okay, let's read it. Yeah, probably it was. It's Luke the 2nd chapter. Oh, it is? Luke 2 and start at 20. Matter of fact, 2 and 21.
Luke chapter 2 verse 21. And when 8 days were accomplished for the circumcising of the child.
This is when Mary brought Yahushua to the temple to be circumcised.
That's one for Yasha 1.
That's because that circumcision is important. Go ahead.
And when 8 days were accomplished for the circumcising of the child, his name was called Yahushua.
His name was called Yahushua. Go ahead.
Which was so named of the angel before he was conceived in the womb.
So when the angel Gabriel came to Mary, Mary had not laid down with Joseph prior to that. This is before Joseph had popped her. After that, that's when Joseph popped her. Because it said that what? Read it again.
And when 8 days were accomplished for the circumcising of the child, his name was called Yahushua, which was so named of the angel before he was conceived in the womb.
So when the angel came to Mary and he told her that she was going to receive the Son of the Most High, and break it down, he was breaking it down to her. This is before Mary and Joseph had got together and had sex. Now, let's go to the book of Matthew, the 1st chapter. Gotcha. And what is that, the 16th verse or the 18th verse?
I guess started.
Now, when you read the book of Luke, the 1st chapter, that's the angel Gabriel 17. Coming to Mary. But then when you read the book of Matthew, the 1st chapter, that was the angel that came to Joseph. So this is two different instances, two separate occasions, two separate instances. of what was going on. So that in the book of